Hi students, I wanted to make I did a PowerPoint and I thought I would make a little video um, from the presentation that we did today. So in case you forget the information that we went over today in the online orientation. So one thing that's very important to know is, how do I know if there's an announcement? If you notice, there's a little, looks like a megaphone next to all your classes. And those are to let you know when you see the little bubble with numbers. That's to let you know that there are new announcements. It's very important that you check your announcements. That's where we put important information. It could be about, if there's some problem with a module, then we will put it there. So anyways, this is just then showing you some of the announcements that I posted last quarter that I thought was important information. So honors module, if it shows it's missing on your grade, there was some issue with that. And so I put that announcement there so that students could then see it and not panic. But if you aren't reading your announcements and you don't get that important information, then it might cause you to panic. So that's why I do put those announcements. This is my homepage. I would always start at the homepage. The very first thing that you have is my contact information up at the top. And then if you scroll down a little bit, it's got my office hours and live time. At the very bottom will be the modules. The modules I have screenshot in here for the presentation are a little bit different. Those are from first quarter, so the ones for second quarter will be a little bit different. But if you click on the little icon that says module 1, that'll actually take you to the module for the week. Google Live Time and office hours. So all of your online classes will have a time when you can receive instruction from your teacher on a Google Meet. And then there's also office hours where you can reach them by phone or through email. And if you are reaching them through email, then they should be able to respond to you fairly quickly. Whereas if you email them outside of office hours, it might take them a little bit longer to get back to you. And this information can be found on your teacher's homepage. For this quarter, for second quarter, when you click on the icon, it'll take you to the module. It'll look like this. The first one is the overview, so it's what you're going to be learning that week. And then if you click on the second one, that'll actually be the schedule for the week. We're doing a little bit different to make it hopefully easier for students. So we have a suggested daily schedule. You don't have to do it, but it might help you to make sure that you don't procrastinate or put things off and then get overwhelmed and behind. So each day it will take you to that assignment. If you click on that assignment, it links it right like this. It would link you right to the video. And then each thing should show up in the to-do list, but I would always reference this schedule in case for some reason something doesn't show up in the to-do list, you don't miss doing it. And then if you have Miss Severn, she will actually talk a little bit more about that slide on the video that she's making. How we let our students know that they are missing work is through the inbox. So that's here. I will send messages to everyone who didn't submit, and I'll say hi, I'm just checking in to see what I can do to help get you caught up. Sometimes my messages are longer, let me know how I can connect with you. Can we set up an email or Google Meet or whatever? And then that way you can see, oh, hey, I forgot to turn something in, and I need to get it turned in, or I need more help. Then this is how to email your teacher. Can send messages to your teacher. The first is through Canvas. So you would go to the inbox, and then you would click on the little pencil to compose a new message. You would select from your favorite courses the teacher that you are wanting to send to, and then you would start to type in their first name, and their name will pop up, and then whatever the question is, question about module 5, Dear Ms. Shirts, I have a question about Module 5. And then whatever the question is, and then sincerely, and then your name. We'll make it up. Up a name, James Bond. And then you would hit send. That's one way. Okay, then the other way is through your Gmail. So you would click on the compose button right here, and then you would start to type the teacher's name, and you can either do it to their CSD docs, or if actually you do it through the canyonsdistrict.org, it will send it to your teacher's Outlook account. So whichever you would like to do. And then make sure you put the subject. So question about Module 5. Make sure that you use that proper email format so that we know who it comes from. Because when it comes to us, it'll just have like your little username, like when you sign in. And so if you don't put your name, we don't always know who it's from. So dear Shirts, question about Module 5, and then whatever the question is, and then sincerely, James Bond. And then you would hit send. And that's how you can send messages to your teachers. So it's really important when you email your teacher that you're very specific with what you are asking, and then also that you say who it's from. You know, occasionally kids will email us from their parents' email, but then they don't say who they are, and they're not very specific, and so then it makes it hard for us to help. So it's super helpful if you're specific, and then let us know who is sending us the email. Then here's how to make a copy of an assignment. I had several students that struggled with this first quarter, so that's why I'm making this video. Oops. I'm going to play. All right, then when you go to submit. Oh, sorry. Hi, are you wondering about how to submit an assignment? So here's an assignment for first quarter for the online. It says click here for the Google Doc. If you click that, it'll ask you to make a copy. So once you make a copy, what I would do is I would actually get rid of the copy of part, and I would type in your first and last name. This will come in very handy later. And then I would do the assignment. If you happen to not finish the assignment that time and you go back to click here to make a copy, then what it does is it actually makes a brand new copy, and then it'll be blank, and you'll get frustrated thinking, oh man, I didn't do this work. What happened to all my work? But if you go to your Google Drive and you have your first and last name and you search for it, then the one that you already started to fill out will pop up. All right, so that's why it's very important to name the document, and then you can easily search for it and don't keep making a copy and then have it be blank and then get frustrated that your work isn't saving, because it doesn't save it in Canvas, but it does save it in your Google Drive. And here's one on how to submit. This is also very important. All right, then when you go to submit, you go to submit assignment, and since you made it through your Google Drive, then I would click on Google Drive, and then you can search for it. So that assignment, Ellie Shirts, bottom, object dialog, then you would click here, you would click submit, and then if you want to add any comments, you can. Otherwise, if not, then just go ahead and submit it again. And that's how you get your assignment submitted. And then you can come up here to the right-hand side of the top, and you can check to see that it actually submitted, and then I'll give you the submission details. So, something else that's very important is actually checking to make sure that you submit the correct one and that not a blank one. So what I would do is I would, if you have opened a couple of versions of it, I would double check to make sure that, you are submitting the correct one. That's why I name it with my first and last name. And then the one, and anytime I go back to that one, I search for it actually in my Google Drive rather than going back and making a new copy, so that way I don't accidentally submit a blank copy, because we also get that quite a bit. How to take a picture with a Chromebook. Miss Severn uses this a little bit more, but it looks like there's a way where you can actually use the camera to take a picture, but you need to make sure that it's clear and you can read all of the information. Anyway, she talks about that a little bit more with her class. I did how to use the Note app to scan. So if you have an Apple device, you can use the Note app. So you would start a new note. That's the square with the pencil in it. Then you would go to your camera and you have the option to scan documents. And so then you point it at the assignment and click the button like you do to take a picture once it looks pretty clear. And then you drag the corners to adjust. And if you're happy with it, then click Keep Scan. And then once you are finished scanning, and you can do multiple pages, hit Save. And then there's a box with an arrow pointing up, and that's how you can send it to your email to submit. So another thing that's super handy is actually organizing your Google Drive. So you put everything from each subject into a subject folder, so that way you're not looking through a long list of assignments to try and find your stuff. And you could also do it by quarters. Okay, something else that I would recommend doing is organizing your Google Drive. So if you come here, you can add a new folder. We'll say ELA Online Quarter 2. I'll create that. If I go here on the side to my drives, I can see that. And then you can either go from here and go Move To, and then My Drive, and then ELA Quarter 2. Okay, had to move it up farther on the screen. Anyways, Move To, My Drive, ELA 2, and you can go Move Here, so you can do it like that. Or if you have an assignment that is open, and you want to do it as you're working on the assignment, if you come up here to this little box, looks like a folder with an arrow, then it pulls up with your drive. You can go to Quarter 2, click on that arrow, and then move here, and that's how it moves. So if you put everything right away as you're working on it right into your folders, then hopefully when you go to submit, it'll be much easier to search. And then you'll be, also when you have an assignment, if you need to go back to it, it'll be really easy to find it and know which one that you're working on. And then how to check comments on your submission. So lots of times I communicate with comments. So it's a good idea to check comments to get feedback before emailing your teacher. Hi there, students. I wanted to show you how you can check any comments that I have put on your assignment. So this is just a test student, which means that it's not a real student, and I've just entered in some things so I can show you. Anyways, if there's a red, it shows missing. If there's a score, like on this one, it shows that the test student got 5 out of 15. If I go here, there's a comment. It says missing parts, grammar errors. If I come down to this one that says practice one pager, it also has comments, and it says I can't access. Sometimes students submit their assignment, but they keep it private so that way I can't open it and view it to grade it. So then there will be a comment like that that says, I can't access, and lets you know that you need to share it with me and resubmit. So I hope that this helps you figure out how to read the comments on assignments so you know why you got the points that you got. All right, and you can also respond to comments from your teacher. So if your teacher makes a comment, you can also add a comment back if you would like, but you can also email your teacher. So hopefully those tips will help you to have a successful second quarter.